This is a long poem written in free verse titled Message. In the unseen, greatest being who firmly believes is really blessed. To reflect and to believe, therefore, is the most stressed. The book lastly revealed invokes the sense of wonder and from reason to surrender, for having shelter in faith from the troubles of assumptions and surmise on the basis of reason and the so-called rise. With the tool of sense to advance blindly, the book stops. Therefore, who to it resorts keenly with reverence and respect is blessed with the cognition that what is born is to die, and from in front of our eyes, and we see, look, O man, more does it say. How are you created? Reconsider, magnificently composed from the dirtiest drop. How moves and talks your tongue in mouth? How the bone of ear does hear? What the lips are, how join and part? Look, how and why we think and feel, with the brain and heart as to why are given. Look, with the eyes, how do we look? How grow into young, go old and die. To consider deep is to purge, it says, and to save from the disbelief and waywardness. Look how rain does fall, that makes the greenery grow. How grow then leaves on trees and grass. How the hills are fixed, is raised the sky, and laid is the earth. On that we walk and live. How the sun, the moon, and the stars look shine. The days dawn and we work. The nights fall and we rest and dream. To sleep and awake are secrets too, but the seeing see little, it says. The book counts and tells. Don't get deceived by the tricks of the oldest man that lived in caves or the modern one who flies in planes. And his theories like cause and effect. The maker makes the fire burn, not the fire itself does, it says. When he wills, cannot cause the fire burn. To Abraham, the prophet we know, was thrown in the fire but didn't burn. The Lord makes a seed grow, not the earth. He makes the rain fall, not clouds. These causes and effects, the book informs to us, are to make this world just able to live and to make conquer what we want and to bring all these things in use to save us from being lost in the world in the maze of confounding experiments. The book aims to preach had not been there this scheme and science of cause and effect, and reasons and rhymes as arranged by him, randomly we must had been hurled, and could not for a day run this world. Hence, given is the message in the thoughts of cause and effect, in the pieces of business, in the craze for power, in the hatred of, or in the hatred of, or love of relations. If we ignored the reality of Lord, down we would go from the grace and place of man, not to the animals mere, worse even then, in the torments of hell. Man today, though flies in planes, in water who swims, across the limits of Lord can never ever go. The book plainly informs of the deepest questions of science, the schematics of philosophers and thinkers, as to how would we come to an end and the world where all of us will go and why. To us the book reminds. To us the book reminds when the Lord willed, as the day is bound, the sky will be rent, the oceans overflown will be set on fire. The gigantic mountains will be crushed and seen flying like pieces of cotton in the air. Every living being living being shall breathe its last, but not forever. Again, life will be given, and the final accountability will be held for actions in life being recorded to the minutest details, along with the hidden intentions, will be mirrored up clear to the Lord who forget not in life, act fair and just, in line with faith, shall be given their cards of result in the hand which is right. And in the trance of bliss, they would say, we knew of the day, hence we did believe. Therefore, our Lord has made us succeed. But the others who played in the world like kids got lost after it and put into oblivion the hand of Lord, said fools to the believers, even the prophets, and mocked behind their back, would hide their cards and say in shame and remorse, were there we not been today, would that or the eternal death had overtaken us. Ridiculing the message of the book, the fools always say, the dead can the dead how can rise, whose bones are when no more intact. Funny is this surprise. To such thoughtless men, the book replies, the particles of dust who made and the galaxies in billions, the sun, the moon, the stars, the earth, invisible things like air and space, birds, worms, animals, types. Birds, worms, animals of types, and men to the most. A queer mixture of blood, bones, and meat, with the adjustment in him of soul and mind and heart that loves and hates, and the elements four in short, fire, water, air, and earth, that has created, can plainly make the rebirth as wills. Strange hence is not in the return of life. Strange is to believe it not. Such men are not, but sealed and stamped. One that who disbelieves all this does not do for evidence lacks. One does for pride and thoughtlessness. Otherwise, from the drops of sea and the grains of sand and hills, the evidence is filled. Those who believe and for right path long, the book says, are blessed and humble before Lord. At nights they seek pardon and prostrate day and night and say, our life and death and all our acts are not but just for thee, O Lord.